What is going on, everybody? We have a brand new music video from Dax. The song is called Eternity, and this is Pardon My Reaction.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Dax, Eternity.
Yes, it sounds so.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Because it's fucking big. Yeah.
The thumbnail for this is him. He's like an old dude now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing like a turban and like the like Middle Eastern gown or like or whatever, and he's holding the world in his hands.
Yeah, Dax is deep. I'll say that. We've done a couple.
We've done a couple of
one
them.
or two. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did. I think we've done two.
Maybe two.
The most recent one I think we did was one about the being a man or like being a dad or something.
Yeah, I'm actually I really like Dax. I've listened to him for a couple years now. I think he's a great lyricist. I think he's got a lot of like aggression and like just the ambiance of his noise is really good, dude. Like the music he makes is really cool. That last one we did was a slower kind of track.
Slower, yeah.
More like meaningful, slower, like listen lyrics. And I did like it a lot, and it was a huge song for him, very, very much so. But I also like want a little more aggression back because I feel like he gets really like he's just so good at attacking with his lyrics.
I feel like this one, the way the thumbnail is and the song name Eternity, you could go either way. You could either be serious or it just could be a really fun song.
Could be. And he does do a lot of fun lyrics and stuff, man. So let's get this rolling, man. Dax, Eternity. We have no idea what to expect.
No idea.
But I'm sure it'll be good nonetheless. Because it's Dax. Why not? So let's get this rolling.
Let's do it.
Like the earth. Rolling like the earth.
And when you really examine the concept of eternity, one will find that there is no end. Life after death is a concept humans still don't understand.
Damn right. Okay.
How long is eternity? I don't understand. Some say forever, but if it's forever, then when does it come to an end? It's more than a concept, an infinite time that we spend. It confirms that our lives here on earth are a blip of existence and don't make a dent. As we get older, it creeps in our mind, the thought of the end and beginning of time. The life that we thought that we lived doesn't matter, approaching the thought that someday we all die. I get confused when I look in the sky. What is this water hitting my eyes? Maybe the rain is the pain and shame that hits earth when God cries. As we get older, we don't care what we did. It's not the things we receive, but the things we give. We try to go back to the time we were kids, but those shoes no longer fit. And then we finally realize that everyone dies, but not everyone lives. So I'm taking a chance. I'm living my life in the moment and not in a future that's not in my hands. I'm giving my time to the people who love me for everything that I am. I'm living my life in reality, not for a post that they'll tap when they open the gram. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm not gonna dwell on my past mistakes. I'm bridging the gap between my dreams and what I see while I'm awake. They say leave it up to fate. Well, fate favors those who take. Cause if eternity's for
Okay, first off,
it's the slower end.
It's slower end, and it's a very serious concept.
Dude, this is a concept that weighs heavy on me, and I'm sure it weighs heavy on everybody that listens, yourself included.
The one thing I've noticed, it almost seems like he wants people to hear what he's saying.
Oh, for sure.
Because I feel like compared to, and I could be wrong because it was a while ago when we did the other Dax song.
Yeah.
But it feels like he's very much more pronunciated when he's talking in this.
He always has been.
But I feel like it's more so in this one.
Well,
like what he's saying is very clear, and he's not like, you know how like when you rap you may change the way the word sounds a little bit to like make it like flow better. I feel like everything in this is very pronunciated very well.
For sure, yeah. I mean, he's like if you go back through his catalog, he's always been like his lyrics are not. It's a problem with hip hop, right? Like you get a lot of nonsensical shit.
Oh yeah,
means nothing to anybody. It sounds great, but it means really not much. He's been very solid with his messaging always, right? Like he always has a deeper meaning behind it. We saw that with his last video, and that was more towards men. That one had a different feel altogether. This sounds more hip hop, than the last one. But like the topic is on point because like no matter just being a human being in itself.
Oh yeah,
This is a topic that like every single person has thought
can
about.
relate to.
And it has nothing to do with faith, right? Because a lot of people say like, well, I believe in God.
No,
And I know that I'm going to heaven afterwards, but you still think of
no.
this stuff.
It's the same thing. Like when he was talking about like growing up and then looking back and wishing you were a kid again, and like that whole when she was looking at the drawing that she did, and then like she's upset about it, not because I don't know. It just he was really tapping into like growing up, and then now that you're older, looking back and going, everything was so much. I took everything for granted. Like it's kind of like the whole thing, like living in hindsight.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more. I think the message is not so much about like eternity as far as like dying and what happens after death, more than like the realization that we are only on Earth for so long, and that like we have this kind of with societal kind of standards, we have this like we need to achieve more and buy more and do more. When at the end of the day, it really comes down to like, you know, our friendships, right? Our families. When we go, what are our kids like for this earth? Like it's those like leaving good things behind, helping others rather than like the piece of paper that you got at the university, the car that you drove. That's going to be, and it's more just like, hey, I'm going to start. And you can kind of hear it in this second. I don't even know what verse this would be, but you kind of heard it recently where he's like, I'm going to start spending more time with loved ones. I'm going to start spending like listening better to people around me at the time, because you just don't know. And that's what people want more than goods, you know?
True. Well,
it kind of goes two ways, really. It's talking about.
Yeah. It's got like multiple meanings almost.
Yeah. Dude, he has a good tone too. I got to just say that. The tone of his voice.
We're about halfway through.
Yeah.
Let's finish this up and see if it goes in it anywhere else.
Who love me for everything that I am. I'm living my life in reality, not for a post that they'll tap when they open the gram. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm not gonna dwell on my past mistakes. I'm bridging the gap between my dreams and what I see while I'm awake. They say leave it up to fate. Well, fate favors those who take. Cause if eternity's forever and all this is temporary, why wait? Humanity's lost. We obsess the price of material things, but at what cost? Then treat time like currency and spend it for applause, because we think that life is just a game we can turn on and off. We build, we break, renew, replace. We 9 to 5 and count the days for 40 years till 65, then live off what our pension pays. We fall in line as mental slaves. Our bodies work, our minds are caged, and that's why people say the richest place you'll find is at the graves, full of hopes and dreams that people never chased, full of feelings that we felt but never got to say. All the thoughts inside our heads that we kept stored and locked away. As our age increased and we got old and everything decayed, and when we finally realized that our whole lives was not a game, and that time was a commodity that we could not regain, and that we were in control and there was no one else to blame, is the day that we change. It's eternity, no way.
Interesting.
Eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. Eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. Eternity, no way.
What are you doing with your time? What is your definition of happiness? Are you giving more than you're taking? And finally, if it were to all end right now, what are you holding on to that you need to let the world see?
Jeez, man. Talk about making you question life.
That was deep as shit.
That was really good, man. Listen, he's an awesome performer. He's an awesome lyricist. His beats are, that's like one of those things that what's weird is like, it hits you in a funny way. And it's kind of emotional. It really is kind of emotional, because like as a human being, those are all feelings that we all are different, right? Everybody has their own beliefs. They have their own lives. But one thing that we share in common is that we don't know what it's like at the end, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you have grandparents or you see people pass, right, in kind of inconvenient times, or even when you're like, man, they lived a long, healthy life, right? I think at the end, like, even though they're probably accepting that fact,
in their head, there's a lot of stuff they left on the table.
there probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's
And not necessarily like accomplishments and like how people see, like you live, like you said, they lived a full life. They had the family, they had their house, they had everything you would normally have. They lived a good life.
Mhm.
But like just the inner emotion and mental thoughts that, like he said in the song, that you don't ever say, you
True,
don't ever
yeah.
share with anyone. That's the stuff you end up leaving on the table because you don't either have the will to do that, or like this line actually really like, or you don't give yourself the time. It says like, we build, we break, we renew, replace, we 9 to 5 and count the days for 40 years till 65.
Yeah. Yep.
And then live off what our pension pays. We fall in line as mental slaves.
Yeah.
It's like almost like everyone lives their lives a certain way because they think they have to live it this way. And then at the end, when it comes that time and you're laying on your deathbed and all these things throughout your whole life are rushing through your head going, I could have done so much more.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the societal standard, like, I mean, you could chop this up in 10,000 ways. You talk about wealth and like, somebody that is not wealthy that wishes they were more wealthy, when, that old saying, like sometimes the poorest have the most.
Yeah.
Because they have, love around them. Like, you can be impoverished and have an amazing family, and that is more wealth than any millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole side of it. So it's kind of like just taking a step back and really like, every single day that you're breathing, kind of value those things that you have around you, whether it's our friendship, our husbands and wives. I don't have husbands and wives, right? Your kids.
Yeah.
We get wrapped up in jobs, we get wrapped up in bills and finances.
Shit. Yeah.
And, and that you have to some extent, but you also can let that fester and ruin things that are right in front of you that are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't take the time. So it's I feel like you could talk about this song for a week.
Yeah. This hits on so many different levels.
It does,
man. I really like this. It's one of those songs that like, you kind of gonna have to go back and listen to several times to get all the different things. And just listening to the song, like I find myself missing some parts because it made me think. And I'm just thinking about like
that line, a line or a certain phrase.
Yeah, like he would say a certain thing and you just immediately go somewhere else and you're like, shit, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, God bless Dax, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like, here's the thing with music. This is all music is great music in my way. Even if you hate it, it's still music. It still does something for somebody. But we need these kind of people. We need like something that's more than just like your pop hit that, on the radio.
Poetry to a beat.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, I just think a lot of people are helped through music. And I think that this would speak to a lot of people. And I really have a lot of respect for a guy who's thinking outside the box and really taking time to talk about something that we can all have a conversation about and all think about and ponder and worry about and are happy about. There's all those things. So that's an amazing song, man. It's really,
if I had 4 thumbs, I'd give them all.
Yeah, man. That's the deepest song I think we've done on.
Yeah, that one made me think about things during the song.
That was the closest I've been to getting a little drip. You know what I'm
like
saying?
there was a moment where I was like, shh. I'm just like, oh my God.
Everybody values things differently, man. So it comes down to
Dax, Eternity. That was really good.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for me, guys. If you like what we do, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Please leave a comment. We love the comments. We want to know what you guys think of it, man. Like, how do you put this into perspective? What did you get out of this song?
What part of this song affected you the most?
Yeah, we comment, please. Follow and share and do all that stuff, man. We really want you guys to see all our videos. Plus, we also have a Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to go up for Patreon, $2 a month, you help support this, what we're doing here. You get to see everything that doesn't make it up on YouTube. It's not a lot, but there is some.
Yep.
And you get a request, whatever you want.
And we'll do it.
We'll do a reaction to it.
Dax, Eternity was not disappointed, man. I want more of that kind of music in my life. I do.